Hello, friends. Welcome to my perspectives. Today, I'm asking a very hard question about Tanzania. Is President Samia Suluhu Hassan becoming the new Idi Amin of East Africa? What was once a symbol of hope for women in leadership is fast turning into a story of fear, arrest, and political repression. How did we get here? How did a woman who promised change end up representing one of Africa's worst habits? Silencing the opposition and ruling through fear. This is embarrassing, friends. It's painful. It's a wake up call for a continent still struggling with power, impunity, and fake democracy. I am breaking it all down with no filters, no breaks, but just the truth. Let us begin. When Samia Suluhu Hassan stepped into office after Magufuli's death, so many of us hoped Tanzania was about to witness something new, a softer, wiser, and more democratic style of leadership. She came in as a woman, a first woman to lead the nation, and the whole continent watched with pride. Finally, we thought maybe this is how change begins. Maybe this is how women in power can redefine governance on this continent, the continent of Africa. But here we are in October 2025, staring at Tanzania, where opposition figures have been arrested, silenced, and charged with treason, where critics disappear, and where fear is slowly taking the place of hope. The government is terribly treating the opposition with impunity, especially the treatment of Tundu Lissu, arrested and facing the death penalty, charged for daring to challenge authority. This tells you everything. People hoped she had ended Magufuli's authoritarianism. Instead, she seems to have perfected it. And it's heartbreaking, friends, because this isn't just a political failure, it's a betrayal of democracy and of the woman who saw in her a symbol of progress. Let's call it what it is, friends. A woman once, a promise of change, now standing shoulder to shoulder with the continent's strong men, from Cameroon's Paul Biya to Teodoro Obiang in Equatorial Guinea to the old dynasty of Gabon. The pattern is the same: crush the opposition, control the press, manipulate elections, and rule by fear. I find this deeply embarrassing that the first woman president of Tanzania is representing one of the worst phases of African power today. Yes, it's so embarrassing because it makes me ask, what is power doing to us in Africa? What is it about the seat that turns promises into oppression? Because this is not democracy. You can't arrest your opponent, ban rallies, and still claim to rule democratically. You can't say you are a reformer while your prisons are filled with dissenters. Democracy without opposition is dictatorship in disguise. Look across the continent. Nigeria is sleeping too. The ruling party there is doing everything to weaken the opposition, using the machinery of state to destabilize anyone who dares to compete. This is how it begins: the slow erosion of fairness, the silencing of dissent, the rewriting of rules. And when it goes unchecked, it ends like Darfur, in violence, chaos, and fears. We have to be honest with ourselves. This culture of impunity has become an African disease. Leaders believe they can do anything and walk away untouched, unscaled. They believe fear equals respect, but history shows us otherwise. As one writer once said long ago, that power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When we hold them to account, It works for the people. But when we stop holding power to account, we stop being citizens, we become subjects. It's time the continent pushed back against this madness. We need strong, independent institutions that no leader can twist. We need opposition voices protected by the rule of law, not down by the police. We need our regional bodies like the African Union, the SADC, the ECOWAS to stop turning a blind eye every time one of their own violates democratic principles because silence is complicity. And we, the citizens of Africa, across all countries, must wake up because democracy is not a gift leaders hand to us. It's a fight we must keep fighting. Is standing up, speaking out, and refusing to be intimidated. Tanzania deserves better. Africa deserves better. So when I ask, is she the new Idi Amin of Tanzania? It's not to sensationalize, it's to make us confront the truth. We are watching a familiar story unfold. The rise of yet another leader who wraps repression in politeness, who smiles for the cameras while democracy dies quietly behind bars. Friends, it's a shame, not just for Tanzania, but for womanhood in this continent of ours, the great continent of Africa, because representation without integrity means nothing. It's not progress if it repeats the same oppression. And if these countries continue with this, it will be remembered as the new low. The moment when Africa's first woman president became a warning instead of a beacon. So, to those in power across Africa who are cheering on these tactics, learn from history. No ruler lasts forever. Every tyranny collapses under the weight of its own lies. And no matter how long it takes, truth always finds its way back. Friends, this has been Iyah Iyah Perspective, and I'm your host, Iyah Iyah. Until next time, stay awake, stay alert, and never let power silence your voices. If this message resonates with you, friends, please like it, share, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I say bye for now.